Hello folks, this cow is going to feel this trim extremely comforting and I hope you're going to find it extremely satisfying. Let's get straight into it. This is Tech TV, and if you enjoy watching hoof trimming, you could hit the subscribe button. So this cow's hoof is actually pretty open naturally. I put the mixing tip in sometimes to open this up, but some cows naturally have a wider foot, you know, with more of an opening here rather than a closed in tight little claw. So this cow is pretty lame on this here. But he's trimming away some routines. This came in, so I thought it's a little bit interesting, and I would flip on the camera and see what we find. But there has been some kind of damage in here. We're already, the corium's already very inflamed because we're already at it here. You can see the line there. So we need to take this one gently. We will end up having to take the weight off it. This is a pretty big cow. So I'm going to check out this heel. And this will need a block. We're probably going to need actually quite a deep block because we're going to need good height clearance here. A little bit swelled up around here. We've got some sole damage here. So I'll get this ready and we'll get a block drying. And some hooves are a little bit more dehydrated than others, and with this white dusty powder, I think it's called pith, P-I-T-H, I think, although I'm sure some of you experts will correct me if I pronounced it a little bit wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'll have to look it up. Pretty sure that's what that dehydrated horn, that white sort of dust, it's not just scrapes out. It's healthy, it's okay, it's just sometimes a little bit from dehydration of the claw. So we get this block cracked on now. And my block choice today, to get the depth that I was talking about there, to make this hoof recover, is one of these black non-wear rubber blocks. And as I've said before in other videos, the first few seconds that it takes for that to set is just crucial, that there's no movement at all on the block. So that's it gone. It started to cure, and because we didn't move it in the first 10 seconds, it's going to get a super duper bond. So now that that is drying, I don't want to touch my knife off it too much and wobble it about or affect the cure, but I need to get in around here. A little bit of a layer needs to be dealt with. I'd say it's probably all connected to this here. But if you can imagine the weight of this cow, you'll see her when she gets out, she is a pretty big cow. The weight of her each step just transferring up through this here lesion. And as of today, the weight's going to be off that lesion. So it's going to be tremendous relief to her. So if you can see down in there, just that other layer, little pocket that we're trying to get into, and strip it away. And while we see lots of cows with the same problem, every hoof, it's amazing, it's just that little bit different, or you'll find something different in it. There's no two the same. So with these trims, we're trying to lower sort of the 75% of the claw, leave the toe. So I'm going to take this down another little bit here. Make sure the toe's nice and square for touching the ground whenever it does need to in time, but just so that this here, 75% of the sick claw really, is rested and not doing any work. When it gets the rest, that's the time that it's going to heal. got quite a little vocal cow in the background today. We've got this loose piece of horn here, if you can see it there, and it's connected right down in this axle wall, so that is very important that we get rid of that. It's kind of hard to get at with the knife, sort of, so yeah. Gently get in there. Oh, easy girl, easy girl. And during this process, the back of my knife did touch the injured corium in there. It was a minimal little bit of discomfort for the cow, but it just has to come off, because otherwise this girl would be presented lame the next day, and we really don't want to see her. We see her on a recheck, but we don't want to see her lame again. We want to see that she's made a recovery. Just with getting rid of that bit of loose horn, I can see now there's the start of this little bit of detached hoof. There's a little darkness under there. Probably need to join all this up. Take off fine little layers of grated cheese type amounts each time. Get right into that point of injury. Right in there. Keep it cleaned out just to see where we're going with this for sure. You have to be quite patient at this point in the trim. You can't just go straight in where you think it is, but we can see the hoof layers here. We're getting closer to this damaged corium now. This trim is actually turning out to be a little bit different and deeper than I thought it was going to be. That's very tender in there. I just touched that. So I have all the loose horn from there removed. I think there's a little bit here, which we're going to go slowly into. Easy there. That's that bit that's joined to here is all removed. And this here, I think, in the middle, it's kind of heading back the other way, which I thought I had all removed. Just to give you a little close-up of this before we wrap it up, some of you like that. We've got all that intricate hoof removed. Time to get the salicylic paste on this for its next stage of recovery. It's quite windy today. I don't know if you can hear the wind on the camera, so I'm opting for some salicylic acid paste because it won't blow into my eyes, and I like the way it just remains on the hoof there while I'm getting the bandage. And that will just, bandage will just keep the muck and slurry out of that lesion, just to give it a little head start in recovery, because I know if we went to the doctors and we had something like that in our hand, we would certainly prefer it wrapped up to keep the dirt and stuff out of it. Time to let this foot onto the ground and see how comfortable this cow is. You can probably also see we put a block on this back left foot. It's a little bit bruised. It wasn't lame, but probably because this foot here has been lame, she's probably been a little more tender on this for a short period, which has caused a little bit of extra bruise, and she's been using this foot a little bit more than she normally would. So let's get her out and see how she's motoring. Now that that cow's back in the shed, I think, Davey, it could be time for some toast. Yes, somebody has left a toaster here. And the idea of a cup of coffee and a slice of toast would be actually quite nice now, but we better get on to the routine trims. Folks, thanks for watching that little video. That cow's walking off nicely. She would have been quite uncomfortable actually on both of those, so she's using both back feet evenly now, which is what we like to see. So take care, see you all soon.